welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about a topic that is probably pretty relevant to a lot of us at work, and especially during the summertime when the months are warmer. So we're talking about how to navigate kind of potlucks and barbecues and just food at work, which is probably common year-round, but especially in the summer, birthday celebrations, cookouts, all things like that. So that's a hot topic now, and we're going to kind of talk about how to navigate that. So some tips to help us navigate that so we're not overeating during those times. So the first thing and the most important thing is to plan. So if you know that there's going to be a potluck at work on Friday, you're celebrating somebody's birthday, there's going to be lots of food, you want to kind of make that choice. Do I want to pack my lunch and eat my breakfast at home, or do I just want to eat at work? And there's nothing wrong with choosing to partake in the potluck or whatever the celebration may be, but you just want to plan ahead and say, will there be options for me? If you are bringing something, maybe you bring a healthier dish, maybe you bring a healthier appetizer, like a fruit bowl or some veggies and dip or something like that, so you know that you have healthier options to snack on and you're not kind of stuck with all the chips and cheese and crackers and all those kinds of things. It can be very tempting to just kind of snack on and mindlessly eat while you're waiting, for the real meal. And if you are not going to partake in it, then you want to make sure that you have plenty of food and snacks packed. So actually, studies have shown that when you have like a filling breakfast prior to going to your potluck or whatever it may be, and you have filling snacks, you actually are way less tempted to eat and partake in that potluck, and you're less tempted to kind of snack on the things that are in front of you at work. So that's really important to remember, is just kind of setting up your day for success, whether that's eating beforehand and being full, or that's, planning to eat at the potluck, but knowing that you have options for yourself there. A big thing to remember too when you are approaching, your potluck at work or whatever it is that we tend to eat with our eyes. So what I mean by that is we tend to, glance at a table full of food or desserts and appetizers, and we get super excited and we're really hungry, and then we take a lot more than we actually need and that we're actually going to eat. So, I'm guilty of this too. We all are, of just going up to the table and grabbing like everything. Or maybe you think it's a little of everything, but it ends up being so much food and your plate fills up very quickly. So what you should do is approach the table, glance at everything, say, what do I really want? Prioritize your favorite things that you're really in the mood for, things that you look forward to in those seasons. So if it's a cookout, it might be a potato salad. If it's a potluck at work, somebody might have brought a nacho cheese dip, and I really want a little bit of that. So prioritize those things first, and kind of, instead of eating with your eyes and choosing everything with your eyes, kind of think about it and say, okay, I'll have a little bit of this, and maybe I'll fill my plate with fruits and veggies, because that way I'm not going to overeat and I'm setting myself up to have more of a successful meal than if I just went ahead and grabbed everything. And that's the same for the dessert. So if you want to have a dessert, if you really feel like kind of indulging in something, or you just want, your cupcakes are your favorite thing and they have little cupcakes, that's completely fine. Grab something you want, but make sure that you're not taking, one of each dessert and there's 10 or 15 desserts, because that way you're probably going to overeat. If you prioritize what your favorite thing for dessert is, what you look forward to most, and you just take a small portion of it, maybe if it's a slice of cake, maybe you split it with another coworker, or, if it's a cupcake, maybe they have the mini version, so that's fine. You just have one of those, maybe two, but you don't want to take so much that you end up, throwing it away or just feeling sick. And so having those things in mind, planning beforehand, knowing there'll be options for you, deciding, am I going to pack my lunch and stick to it, or am I going to eat at the potluck? Those things will all help you be successful. And the other thing too that you may not even think of is the plate size matters. So when you approach the table, before you grab something, think about, are there larger plates? Are there smaller plates? If there's a smaller plate that you can take, grab that. If there's like a bowl that you can take, grab that, because you will probably take a lot less food than if you were to take the large plate and just fill it all up and not even think about it. So that kind of goes along with the eating with our eyes, is the size of the dish really matters. The size of the serving spoon matters. if it's cake, whoever cut it, that's going to make a difference, right? If they cut huge slices of cake, you're like, oh, I don't want to be rude, I'm going to take the whole piece. Whereas if somebody else had cut smaller, slivers of cake, then you are able to just take a small amount of that. So those are all things to keep in mind when you do have events at work and you're kind of stressed out. Maybe it's more than once a week and it's really difficult for you to navigate. Just be mindful and aware and plan, and it'll make the world of a difference when you do go and make those decisions, when you're in front of the table, when you're pressured by your friends. The same thing goes for like candy after holidays like Easter, Halloween, Christmas. Offices are filled with chocolate and candies. I mean, maybe even not during the holidays. People have like jelly beans or chocolate on their desk. And you just want to be mindful. Same thing with planning. Like, are you really hungry? Do you have an alternative snack? Or are you just kind of eating with your eyes and saying, wow, that candy's there, I'm tempted, I want it? Or are you actually allowing yourself to say, will I enjoy this piece of chocolate? Is it okay if I have it after my lunch because I ate my filling lunch and now I'm just going to go enjoy one piece of chocolate? Or are you, grabbing a million pieces of candy every time you walk by, you grab one, and then at the end of the day, you just don't feel well because you filled up a lot of your day with eating chocolate and not the real foods that are going to keep you full. So I hope this helps. All these are little tips and tricks to kind of keep in mind, help you navigate during this busy season. And just remember that you are in full control of your meals, whether it's at work or at home. Even with social pressure, I understand it's hard, but you can always make those choices. You do not have to participate or grab any food that it's at work. You can always choose to just pack your own things and not worry about, others telling you, oh, eat this, eat this. You're in full control. So just remember that, and I hope you have an awesome week.